So, if my calculations are correct, I believe this is the last rest day of November. So let's look back a little bit, shall we? You know, look back at the workouts you had this month. Look back at the intensity you put into your overall life and ask yourself, out of all the days you took to rest this month, were they earned? Were some of them earned? Did you realize, thinking back on it now as you progressed over the month's time, that maybe the days that you thought you needed a day off, you might actually not have. I strive every day to make sure that I earn the day. Earn the day and give yourself a reason to get up in the morning, man, I always like to get up in the morning and metaphorically, and actually one day physically, because I'm working on something cool, but metaphorically flip the switch. Where the second I wake up, it's go time. You know that old saying where when you wake up, the first thing the devil says, he goes, "Oh shit, he's up again," right? That's how I like to live my life. Now, it's not even from a hyper-aware, trying to always be successful, always be great, never letting my body rest, ADHD type of thing. No. When you have this stuff in you, man, when you love what you do, and when you really just have that burning fire, that burning passion for what you do in life, to sit around and do nothing all day, or, God forbid, do something that's not towards your goals, you don't enjoy it. I'll work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on my passion without making a dime. But if you want me to do something that I don't want to do, I'm not going to, and let's just say I had to do it, right? You better believe I'm putting as minimal effort to that as I possibly can, because I just want it over with, and I want to go back to pursuing my passions. Your life should be treated exactly the same, man. Exactly the same. When you're really out there and constantly being told what's okay, what's not okay, what time are you allowed to take lunch, what time are you allowed to take off to see your family, to see your loved ones, what time are you allowed to go to the gym? Kidding me? Are you kidding me, man? And like I always say, if you're happy, man, I'm happy you're happy. But if you're watching something like this, you're probably not. Nobody watches motivational videos because they're happy and they're fully motivated. You could be motivated and you're watching these videos to keep yourself on tap, keep yourself motivated. But the people not happy in their lives, they can have all the motivation in the world, but unless you go out and do it, and really push for it 7 days a week, or even as much as you physically can, time-wise, because you found yourself in a situation where you're dug too deep into this life that you've created for yourself, or rather that you didn't create for yourself, but formed its way around you. And you ask yourself, is this all I'm going to be? Am I going to be stuck in this job with, these people around me, these friends, or, is it too late? When realistically, it's never too late, You could do one single thing, one tiny thing every single day to really boost yourself out of any bad situation you're in. If you put 1 hour a day into your passions, and you believe that passion is going to skyrocket you out of some negative situation, you just wish you had the time for it, but then you go home after your bad day and sludge around because you had a bad day. You're not tired, you're unmotivated. You've been living in an environment that's just draining the life from you all day. Well, that's what a lot of these offices are made to do. They're made to drain the life out of you, to suck the passion away from your soul, just so you stay there. But the second you wake up, man, the second you wake up, you're gonna realize, oh my God, what am I doing? Why am I spending my life here? And unfortunately, I don't want to say people discover it too late in life, because it's never too late. But, you know, the older you get making these discoveries, the harder it is to really break those moldings. Because right now, if you're young and you find yourself in a certain situation, it's like trudging through wet cement to get out of there, you know? It'd be easier to let it dry, leave it alone, just stay there, stay put. But if you want to, you can really dredge through it and escape. If you don't, you'll be stuck there. And, you know, even, let's just say you're in your 50s, right? And you find yourself trapped in a life that makes you blatantly miserable, you know? You're not happy, you're unmotivated, you don't feel like you have a reason to get up in the morning. But there's still things you love in this world. There's still things you love to do. I don't care if it's fishing, something. There's still things you love to do, and you have reasons to wake up in the morning. Your family, your friends, your hobbies. Or even you don't know if your hobbies are. Rather, you don't know what they are yet because you haven't had, you know, time to practice them in over 2 decades. Because these works have just been hounding you down and sucking the life out of you. You know, that cement around your feet, it's solid. And they might have poured another layer or 2 more layers. And those are solid too. But let me tell you, the thing they always forget to mention to you is that you have a tool belt on when that happens. And when you have that tool belt on, man, depending on how motivated you are, that tool belt might have a chisel in it, or that tool belt might have a plastic spoon. But one thing's for certain, if you took enough time and carefully carved your way out of there, and I say carefully because at that age, when you have your whole life set up, you know, it's got to be done carefully. But when it's done carefully, correctly, at any age, right? Because you shouldn't really do things rash. You'll be so thankful that you saved your own life. And nobody else is going to save it for you. You know, when you're young, you can be a little more brash, a little more abrasive with your life-changing decisions because, you know, let's be real. The younger you are, typically people have less, I don't want to say less real responsibilities, but less real life-altering responsibilities. You know, if you dropped out of college and you decided to do something else in your life, you can figure it out. But if you decide to quit your job at 50, 2 years before your pension, and have a wife and kids, you know, that needs to be much more calculated than a kid dropping out of college. You know, you have to weigh out all your options, and I'm not saying don't do it. Far from it. I'm saying plan your attack. You know, you can't run in there like a Japanese bonsai soldier. You need to sit back and carefully calculate exactly how this is going to work for you and exactly how to make it the most sense. And every situation is incredibly unique when it comes to this sort of thing. For me, I was fortunate. I was 1 semester into my college experience, maybe half a semester in. And I knew that it wasn't for me. I went for my MBA to go open up my own gym, and I realized I'd leave with a degree and a resume I wouldn't use drowning in debt trying to open up my own business. I said to myself, man, you know what, this isn't the way it's going to be. This isn't the right way. Let me drop out, teach myself, save up a couple bucks, however I had to do it, and open my own gym. And sure enough, I did it before my friends finished college. But imagine if I wasted all that time in school where I could have been training. I could have been planning my businesses. I could have been building my next company. I could have been doing this, that, or the next thing. Where would I be right now? I have no idea. I have no idea. And I'll tell you what, that's a nightmare. You know, you think about what your scariest things in life might be, right? What really keeps you up at night in fear? For me, it was always, I don't want to say being normal, because normal's a weird term, and everybody feels like they're normal, but also nobody wants to be normal, and everybody wants to be normal. It's such a weird, I hate the word normal, but the fear of never believing in myself, and regardless of believing in myself, never having the balls to do what I believed wholeheartedly was the right thing to do and pull the trigger on it and just make those decisions for myself against everybody else's opinion. Saying, I'm going to go against the normal society and do what I believe is correct for me. You know, people live in fear and concern of making their own decisions their entire lives. But, you know, based on what I went through as a child, blah, 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 I was fortunate enough to learn how to make my own important decisions very early in life. Because without it, I don't know where I'd be right now. Probably wouldn't be alive, to tell you the truth. And it's a crazy thing. So without that decision-making skill set, it's hard to get anything done. Because if you're waiting for somebody that loves you, supports you, to help you make a decision that's risky in any way, they'll always give you the safer option. They'll always say, no, don't do that because of X, Y, and Z. And, you know, maybe they're right. Maybe you need to sit back and calculate your plan a little bit more and fine-tune it and hone in on what exactly needs to be done. But are they right 100%? Absolutely not. If anybody is ever trying to stray you away from your dreams, your goals, your passions in life, you know, they're not right. Plain and simple. Anybody. Doesn't matter if it's your mother, your father, your best friend, your brother, sister, your spouse. I'm not saying drop them all. Leave yourself alone, but be willing to make those tough calls for yourself, as intelligent and calculated as possible. You know, and if you have people in your circle that have done it before, seek out their advice. And those are the people that you're really going to want to talk to. I don't mean the ones that complain about work. Say, I started this and it's bullshit and I don't like it and blah, 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 now I'm stuck. But the people you see genuinely happy through life just got to keep it to themselves. Maybe your buddy opened a landscaping company, buddy opened an electrician, he's working for himself as a plumber, whatever it happens to be. Unless you're speaking to somebody who likes to complain all the time, which is a lot of people, they'll always tell you that going into a business for themselves was the best possible thing they ever did. And their only regret would be not starting sooner. The only time it doesn't work out is when you don't put enough into it. And that goes along with the planning, you know. If you believe that you're going to put everything you need to in it, then you're set. Then you're set, man. That's all I got for you right now. I just had that one thought in my head. I wanted to see what it cultivated into, and here's where it went. So, man, I hope you guys are doing something with that today. Doing something productive towards your goals, your dreams, your ambitions. And tomorrow, if you didn't today, tomorrow, I hope you wake up for a reason. Not because you have to get up, not because it's time, because today's the day you're going to continue to make it freaking happen, man. Alright? I love that. I love you guys. And enjoy your day.